What's up, y'all? Welcome back to an ESPN NFL 2K5 franchise rebuild with the Miami Dolphins, and we have a big one. We've got the New England Patriots, who are only 7-7. They're having a tough season. They seem to have blown their team up after we beat them the first time around. We'll visit that in a second, but we are on the verge of taking home the division title. Now, before we look at the standings and the playoff picture, of course, we have to check in with our injury report, which is still just Zach Thomas, but he's still going to play because he's only probable. Now, we're in there, second in the division, just behind Kansas City. They've won the division title. We're still just sitting on a playoff berth, even though we're second on our side of the conference. You can see the whole picture in the AFC. The Ravens and the Browns are jockeying for top position, so that might make next week's game a little bit more interesting. And then flipping over to the NFC, you see the Eagles there with home field and their division title locked up. The Rams, the Bucks and Falcons, and the Vikings all playing for playoffs as well. Now, we see Tom Brady here having a much better season than he was last year. 93 overall, 22 touchdowns, only 8 interceptions, 3,200 yards to his name. And now Cedric Cobbs, the second-year guy out of Arkansas, has been the starter since the Patriots bafflingly cut Corey Dillon after losing to us the first time around. Corey Dillon is now a Pittsburgh Steeler. Deion Branch has 917 yards and 7 touchdowns, having himself a fantastic season. And of course, their offensive line is anchored by one Matt Light at a 90 overall. Flipping over to the defensive side of the ball, their defense is a 98 overall, anchored by Richard Seymour, sitting at a 91 overall on the defensive end side. 5 sacks, kind of a low sack year for him. And then Rodney Harrison having another fantastic year, 98 overall, 62 tackles, 1.5 sacks, 3 total interceptions. But those are the only 2 guys on the defense that are over 90. Everyone else is pretty much just in the 80s, mid 80s, low 80s, high 80s. There's a lot of solid players, as of course you see Adam Vinatieri. So we have historically had problems against teams with really, really good defenses. The Baltimore Ravens in last year's season 1 finale comes to mind, but we'll see if we can get the win here. So go ahead and leave that like, leave that comment if you think we can get the win, and if you haven't already subscribed to the channel. We're trying to get to 500. You could be one of them, baby. Let's send it to Chris Berman. Enjoy the show.
Aloha, I'm Chris Berman, and coming up on ESPN, the umbrellas are out, but it looks like the rain's going to lighten up a bit. So perhaps the rain won't be as big a factor as the early reports made it out to be. You can't always believe the weatherman. Miami Dolphins, New England Patriots, straight ahead.
Stevens, and welcome to Gillette Stadium. Mr. Peter O'Keefe is in the booth with me as always, and Peter, we have some different coaching styles in front of us.
Different, but both effective. Dave Wanstead is someone who likes to run the ball and run it often. His coaching style is ball control, monopolize the clock, and wear down the defense as the game goes on. Bill Belichick emphasizes smothering the pass first and foremost on defense. He likes to force the other team to grind it out with the run.
And make the ground more slippery. Guys?
Thanks, Susie. The Patriots offense takes the field, and they will start at their own 26-yard line. McCrary grabs the rope right side, and that's good for a gain of 5. Will get the carry on second down and maybe picks up 1 on the play.
4 receivers line up as the defense settles into a nickel package.
This one will fall incomplete. That will bring up 4th down. Drake takes the snap and punts it away. Reed fields the punt at the 26. The 35. Makes the catch out to the left, and he's just barely past the markers for a first.
Carson Palmer uses his size to his advantage. 6'5", 230. This guy's following the trend of bigger and bigger quarterbacks.
Takes it across the line of scrimmage and chews up about 4 on the play. Williams picks up 6 on the play, and that will bring up 3rd down. Wilford tackles in behind the line of scrimmage. 4th down coming up. On the field.
You got to guess a direction in that situation, and he guessed right. That's instincts. Oh, let's watch this. 5 wide out versus a D that is wisely put up on DBs.
Palmer will get the carry on 4th down and converts the 4th down. Carter gets the sack at the 46. Chambers grabs the fastball over the middle and gets past the markers for a 1st down. Williams has his number called on 1st down and picks up a couple. Williams pitches it in the flat and gains a couple. Palmer throws this one right sideline, and the reception's made at the 7. And he's stopped right there. It'll be 1st and goal. Touchdown!
Ricky Williams sends shockwaves through the stadium with this shoulder charge coming up right here.
Oh, my. I'll tell you, he hit that guy so hard it... Here's the extra point, and it's good. The Patriots stalled early last drive, and we'll have to wait and see what happens here. They'll start at their 34-yard line. Brady fires this one over the middle, and it's caught at the 49. Brought down hard at the 47. It will be 1st down. Brown catches this one, and he's got the 1st down and a whole lot more. Brady throws a heater, and it's tipped. Incomplete. Grant makes a tough catch and is well past the markers for a 1st down. Brady throws a heater right sideline, and it's incomplete. One man to beat, flies down at the 1.
Tom Brady took it himself on that last play, and lucky for him, it worked. That's a great scramble.
And that'll do it for quarter number 1. The Dolphins are out in front, 7-0. Gets the call on 3rd down and can't convert the 3rd down. That will bring up 4th and goal. Vinatieri from 17 yards, and it's up through the goal post. Good. Williams takes this one way out and takes it upfield. Eventually shoved out at the 36. 1st down. Seymour gets the sack way back at the 28. Seymour sacks him way back at the 20. Drake tracks him down and gets the sack. Kirk gets the ball and pummels this one deep. Long fields the deep punt at the 36. Brought down at the 46. Brady gets all of his arm into this pass, and the catch is made well past the markers for a first down. Catches the lob over the middle and is well past the markers for a first down. Brady zips it to the left sideline, and it's tipped. Incomplete. Brady zings it to the right side, and they can't connect. Incomplete. Drake takes the long snap and punts it away. Reed fair catches it at the 19. Wilford sacks him way back at the 15. Williams has his number called on second down and chews up about 4 on the play. Palmer throws a big high lob, and the reception's made at the 40. Finally popped out of bounds at the 41. That will bring up first down. Thompson catches the bullet out left, and that's a gain of 7 on the play. Williams chews up 4 yards, and that will bring up first down. Runs out, and that will stop the clock at 1:54. First down. Williams gains 5 on the play, and that brings up second down. Watson didn't haul that one in, and it falls incomplete. Palmer rifles it out left side, and it's off. Incomplete. Murray boots it from 50 yards out, and it's good.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
And that'll do it for the first half of this one. The Dolphins are out in front 10-3. And now let's send you to Chris Berman in our studios in Bristol for the ESPN Halftime Report. Boomer?
All right, Dan, we'll get back to you in a bit. But welcome, everybody, to the ESPN Halftime Show. I'm Chris Berman. Now let's take a look at the halftime stats. And boy, look at the difference in rushing yards. The Dolphins should be way ahead on the scoreboard, but somehow they've let their opponent hang with them. Let's see if they can change things in the second half. Now, let's check out the undisputed halftime hero of the first half. Ricky Williams has played like a man possessed. So that does it for our halftime report. We'll send you back now to the second half of this one. Dan Stevens and Peter O'Keefe are there. Gentlemen.
Thanks, Boomer, and welcome back to our broadcast.
It was a great half. Both teams played hard. A man of few words, I guess. Back to you, fellas.
Susie, thank you. The Dolphins bring their offense on the field and will start this drive at the lone 20-yard line. This pass will fall harmlessly to the ground, and it's incomplete. Palmer fires this one over the middle, and they get the first on 3rd and long.
I love it. That's what football is all about, making the big plays when you need to, and you can't coach that.
Williams will get the carry on first down and searches for a hole. Brought down at the 41. Peter, once he closes his grip around you, you are not going to get free, regardless of how evasive you are.
Not with that strength. With those guns, he could probably juggle bowling ball.
Harrison tips it away on the coverage. Incomplete. Palmer throws a bullet to the flat, and he connects at the 19. Stopped at the 28. Turk gets the snap and punts it away. Law gets it at the 33. Tackled at the 47. They have another opportunity here as they start off at their 47-yard line. Brady just rifles this one, and it gets away from him. Incomplete. Coach Belichick doesn't agree with the call, and we're going to see the red flag.
Well, this camera angle should be able to show us if he's actually past the line of scrimmage or not before he threw this baby. This is great camera work. Well, he looks behind the line to me, so I think they'll overturn this one.
He likes the call, and you sort of have a feeling that he knew it all along. Brady rifles this one hard over the middle, and it's tipped. Incomplete. Third down, one man back. Snags the dart right sideline, and they get the first on 3rd and long. Brady throws a bullet to the flat, and it's caught at the 30, pushed out at the 26. Brady rifles it out left side, and they convert on 3rd down. Brown makes the catch on the right sideline and is well past the markers for a first down. Gets his 7th carry of the game and maybe picks up one on the play. He's in for the touchdown.
Well, this is a nice run game. Gets all the yards he needs.
Not a huge quantity of yardage, but definitely some quality.
One touchdown.
Here's the point after, and it's good. Palmer throws this on the road, and it's caught at the 31, chased down at the 33. Michael reels in the football and gains a couple. Palmer airs this one to the left sideline, and it's caught at the 46. Finally stopped at the 43. It will be first down.
Well, there's the millennium mark, 1,000 yards this season.
Williams launches this one way out right and rambles for about 5. Hunts him down and gets the sack way back at the 35. So 3 quarters in the books now, and we're all tied. Palmer fires this one over the middle, and it's knocked away from the receiver. Incomplete. Catches it left sideline, and they get the first on 3rd and long. And he's in for the touchdown.
Nice gain on this baby. Look at him eat up the yardage here.
That was his second rushing touchdown of the day. Not a bad day at the offense. Now the extra point, and it's good. Hobbs makes the pitch out to the left and tries to get free. Brought down at the 32. Hobbs cruises out to the left side and gets well past the markers for a first. Brown catches it in the flat and is at the 40. Stopped at the 42. Brady throws a ball and it's caught at the 49. And he's stopped right there. That will bring up first down. Reed makes a play on this and forces the incompletion. Brady fires this one over the middle, and it is not reeled in. Incomplete. Howard tips it away on the coverage. Incomplete. Brady uncorks this to the left sideline, and it's intercepted. One man to beat. No one in front of him. Gets out at the 42.
I'm coming out.
Sam Madison managed to intercept that ball even in these slippery conditions. The defense has to be alert. Those passes could go anywhere.
Boy, that was a heads-up play to come away with his first interception of the game. Williams goes right up the middle and gains about 3 yards. Minor gets the handoff and heads upfield. Tackled at the 33. Morris picks up 6 on the play, and they convert the third down. Williams barges off right guard and chews up about 4 on the play. Minor gets the call on a second down and passes the line. Dragged down at the 21. Williams gains 5 on the play, and that brings up first down. Williams gets the call again, and the Patriots take their first timeout. Minor, the Patriots will take a timeout. Flips. The Patriots take a timeout. That's their final. Murray from 26 yards out and puts it straight through the uprights and good. The Patriots start this drive of the game from well in their own territory, and the clock at 24. Brady throws a heater right sideline, and it's tipped. Incomplete. Patton catches the heater left sideline, and he's got the first. The clock continues to tick down. Brady spikes the ball, and that will stop the clock. The The Dolphins come out on top 20-10. For my partner, Peter O'Keefe, this is Dan Stevens saying goodbye until next time.
This one is in the books as we welcome you all to our ESPN Video Games post-game show. I'm Chris Berman. The Dolphins stepped it up for sure, putting up some good numbers. Now let's talk to a player who was instrumental in their dominant running game and is our player of the game. Ricky Williams is standing by with Susie Colbert. Suze?
Thank you, Chris. You really showed up today. An impressive performance in what turned into an impressive win. What gave you guys the edge today?
Yeah, from the moment I stepped on the field, man, no one was stopping me. I felt I could win this game for us, and that's what I did.
Chris, back to you.
Thanks for watching the NFL on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. I'm Chris Berman. We'll see you next time.
That felt good. That felt good. That felt like a good win. They brought it back. Our defense played great the whole time. We got a little fourth down stand. Carson Palmer played pretty well. He didn't throw any touchdowns, but he didn't throw any interceptions. He had 170 yards. He was largely accurate, much more accurate than Tom Brady was. We held him to just 173 yards, no touchdowns, and 1 interception. Now, Ricky had more than 48 yards. This is, honestly, I'm surprised this has taken so long to happen, but we did get smacked with the clipping glitch, which what happens is if you get a clipping penalty called on you while you're rushing, it'll deduct like 35 yards from, and even more if you go for more yards. So it was very unfortunate. We lost like 35 yards that Ricky gained, but at least the receiving numbers are accurate. You had a quick look at those. No touchdowns across the board for any of the receivers. We also held Deion Branch, I think, maybe from getting over 1,000 yards on the year. I don't remember that off the top of my head or not. Looking over on the defensive side of the ball, you kind of come to expect this when you run as much as we do compared to how little they ran. It was cool to see, though. I will say that this 2004 AI, it seemed like they registered almost right away that running the ball was a bad idea, so they started throwing way more because they just knew. They knew that their 61 overall halfback just wasn't going to do anything, although he did score a touchdown, but we won't talk about that. We go over to sacks. Richard Seymour had himself a day. He had 2 sacks. Harrison had 1. Drake had 1. Wilfork had 1. We got sacked a bunch, mostly in the first half, and it was Sam Madison who got the big interception. No passes defended, but 1 interception. We take a look at the season stats so far in the uncut version of this, and you see that he has 7 so far on the year. We've won the division title. We've checked off our goal for season 2, and we have 1 more game to go. The Cleveland Browns are 8-7. They're fighting for a playoff position, and we will be the arbiter of whether or not they get that, and we'll be fighting for home field advantage. So everyone's playing in the next game. We're going to be in those Navy uniforms as promised, and we're going to send it to SportsCenter one more time. Week 16, Chris Berman, take it away. Thanks for being here, everybody.
I'm Chris Berman. Well, let's get straight to the action. In our first game this week, we had the Cowboys squeeze out a 4-point victory. In a long-standing NFC rivalry, we had the Lions win their 4th game of the year. The Rams won this contest, but will stay at the first place in the NFC West. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
Alex Lewis is going to find himself with a new club, and he'll be in a new tax bracket, too. 4 years, $2.4 million. In front of you, we've got the AFC Infirmary Report. And as you can see, they were hit hard this week. Jerome Bettis sticks out on this list as one of the more costly injuries. X-rays revealing that a broken foot is the report. He'll be out for the rest of the season. In front of you, we've got the NFC list. And as you can see, they could form their own mash unit. Marcellus Wiley might be the biggest loss on this list. It's reported that he's broken his hip, and if that's the case, he'll be out for the rest of the regular season.
There's a chance, however, they'll get him back for the playoffs. Now, on to even bigger news, as you may have already heard. Andy McCollum is officially on injured reserve. He'll miss the season, and of all the places you hate to lose established players, the offensive line has to be the worst. So that'll do it for now. Chris, let's send it back to you.
Dante Stallworth stepped it up this week and gave his team some added firepower for the win. Vikings, Falcons. Des White is always a guy to look for when you're at the 10-yard line, as they are right now. Here's the snap, the lob, touchdown. The Falcons go on to win this by the final score of 21-10. LaDainian Tomlinson rushed for 2 touchdowns and helped his Chargers beat the Raiders. In the land of the crab cakes, Baltimore, we had the Ravens get sent away with a 7-point loss. Up in Ralph Wilson Stadium, we had the Bills get sent away with a 7-point loss. The Jaguars got 300-plus yards from their offense in their victory at Invesco Field at Mile High. The Buccaneers won at home, but will take to the road next week to meet the Bengals. The Chiefs won this contest, but will stay at the first place in the AFC West. In a long-standing AFC rivalry, we had the Dolphins pick up their 11th win of the year. Michael Strahan played well despite the loss and showed us why he's ranked up at the top of the league. Santana Moss had over 50 yards receiving and helped his Jets beat the Browns. Down in the Lone Star State in Houston, we had the Texans look terrible and lose by 37. And in our final game, we had the Seahawks come away victorious. So let's change things up a bit and turn to a guy that's had his eye on the college game, and that's our own Mel Kiper Jr. He joins us now. Mel, your work never ends, I know. Believe me, I know better than anybody else. But it's never too early to start thinking about next year's draft, is it?
Well, you're absolutely right. And with the college bowl season upon us, a lot of guys view their upcoming bowl game as more or less an open audition for NFL scouts everywhere. Hines is a guy, for starters, that I think truly has very few negatives in his game right now. 6'2", 308 out of Virginia Tech. And this is a guy that's very agile out there and has great leg drive. But what intrigues me is his versatility. I really feel he can play any position on the line, though he's without question best suited to play guard at the next level. Mo is another guy that's starting to make some noise with a terrific senior season. He was a virtual unknown coming into this year, but people are starting to project him to have a solid NFL career. I'm starting to jump on the bandwagon as well. So that'll do it for now, but you can guarantee that the big board is going to see a lot of risers and fallers between now and April.
Yes, indeed, just 1 week to go and the playoff picture's starting to take shape. But still some areas that'll need to be cleared up next weekend. We'll start with a look at the AFC playoff picture. Meanwhile, let's take a look at how things stand over in the NFC. So there you have it. Still plenty of intrigue left in this NFL season, as the homestretch madness is only just beginning. And that'll do it from here. Chris, let's send it back over to you.
That'll do it here for Pivotal Week 16. As always, plenty of surprises to go around and plenty of intrigue still to come. My primetime players each took his team to the next level, and each is going to take home a game ball. Great work, fellas. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.